The rain poured heavily that night. The sky grumbled like it knew something wrong was about to happen. Inside a dim, neglected apartment on the edge of the city, 13-year-old Emily Grace sat silently, holding the last thing that connected her to her late mother, a stuffed bunny with one ear missing and stitches coming undone. Her life hadn't always been like this. Just 1 year ago, her world was warm and filled with the scent of her mother's lavender perfume and the laughter of her loving father. But when her mother passed away from illness, and her father remarried a woman named Claudia, everything began to change. Claudia came with painted nails, expensive perfume, and a smile that never reached her eyes. In the beginning, she acted sweet, making pancakes, buying Emily new clothes, pretending to care. But the mask slipped quickly. Claudia began calling her names, giving her endless chores, and worst of all, convincing her father that Emily was ungrateful and spoiled. And when Emily's father died 6 months later in a car accident, Claudia didn't shed a single tear. That same week, Claudia sold everything Emily held dear: her mother's necklace, her childhood books, even her school uniform. Emily stopped going to school and started living like a ghost in the corners of the apartment. But nothing prepared her for what happened that night. Claudia called Emily into the living room. She was dressed in silk, drinking wine, and tapping her sharp red nails on the table. "I found someone who wants you," she said flatly. "You're lucky. No one else would take a useless mouth to feed." Emily's heart sank. What do you mean?" There was a knock at the door. A man entered, tall, with messy hair, a beard, and worn clothes. His boots were muddy, and he looked like he hadn't eaten in days. He carried a silence with him, the kind that made the room colder. "This is Mr. Eli Thomas," Claudia said. "He's agreed to take you. Pack your things." Emily looked at the man, then back at Claudia. You can't just give me away." "You're not my daughter," Claudia snapped. "Be thankful someone's willing to take you at all." With that, she shoved a plastic bag of Emily's belongings into her arms, opened the door, and pushed her out. The door slammed shut behind her. Emily stood in the rain, shivering and crying, too stunned to move. But then the man, this supposed homeless stranger, took off his coat and wrapped it around her shoulders. His touch was gentle, his voice low. "You're safe now," he whispered. "Come with me." The man took her through back streets and narrow alleys until they reached an abandoned bookstore. It was dusty and quiet, filled with old books and the scent of wood and paper. "This is home," he said. Emily didn't understand. Who was he? Why was he kind when he looked like someone who had nothing? Over the next few days, she began to learn. His name was Eli Thomas. He lived in the bookstore. He brought her food, bandaged her feet, and let her sleep on the old couch near the fireplace. He never asked her questions. He never raised his voice. He just listened. And slowly, Emily spoke. About her mother, her father, the stepmother who hated her. The nights she cried alone. Eli never reacted with anger. He only nodded and sometimes looked away when his eyes got wet. Then one day, Emily saw something strange. Eli was gone. Curious, she followed him. To her shock, she saw him get into a black car, a luxury one, with tinted windows. It drove toward the business district, not away from it. The next day, she asked around in the market. A vendor squinted at her. "Eli Thomas? You mean Mr. Thomason? CEO of Thomason Enterprises? That man disappeared after his wife died. People said he went mad, gave up billions, walked away from everything." Emily was stunned. That night, she confronted him. "You're not homeless," she said. "You're a billionaire." Eli sat down, silent. The fire crackled behind him. "My wife was pregnant," he began slowly. "She slipped, fell down the stairs. I was in a meeting. I should have been there. I lost them both. I blamed the money, the success. I hated the man I became." He looked at her, eyes raw. "I came here to disappear. But then, I saw you. Alone. Abandoned. Just like I felt. I couldn't walk away." Tears rolled down Emily's cheeks. She whispered, "Thank you." A year passed. Emily grew stronger. Happier. She laughed again. She studied with Eli every day. He gave her books, piano lessons, even took her to museums. He was rebuilding too. Quietly, he began re-entering the business world, but only as much as he wanted to. Then one morning, the past came knocking. Claudia. She barged into the bookstore, wearing designer sunglasses and fake tears. "I want my daughter back. Or money. She's mine." Eli stood tall, calm. You sold her to a stranger. That's a crime. Claudia laughed. No one will believe a homeless man and a runaway girl. But as she spoke, uniformed officers stepped from behind the shelves. She just confessed, one said. We've been recording the entire conversation. Claudia screamed as she was arrested. Eli turned to Emily. It's over. She hugged him tightly. Thank you, Dad. Years later, Emily stood on a graduation stage, valedictorian of her class. She looked out into the crowd and found Eli, smiling proudly, tears in his eyes. In her speech, she said, I was thrown away. I was nothing. But one man, who everyone thought had nothing, gave me everything. He saw me, believed in me, and loved me like his own. He taught me that kindness is stronger than money. That family is more than blood. And that second chances can come in the most unexpected ways.